Good evening. Today I'll be doing a decently long flight from Lansing, Michigan down to Jacksonville, Florida in the Zibo 737-800. Currently a nice fine day on the ground here in Lansing, Michigan. We'll be taking off from this close runway 28 left here in just a few minutes. I'll go ahead and get the aircraft started. Enable our battery, arm the emergency exit lights, flip on our logo light, get the ground power unit connected, and to enable
Kilo
it,
Juliet Alpha X-ray Airport Information Sierra 0356
got the weather
Zulu
going
weather
already.
wind calm visibility 1/4 sky clear temperature 17 U Kilo Lima Alpha November Airport Information Sierra
the weather for here.
0353 Zulu weather wind 197 at 3 visibility 10 sky clear temperature 1 dew point -3 altimeter 2982 advise on initial contact you have information Sierra
2982 for the altimeter. Excellent.
Kilo Lima Alpha November Airport Information Sierra 0353 Zulu weather wind 197 at 3 visibility.
Alright, let's go ahead and mute that for now. We'll be cruising at an altitude of 39,000 feet today. Get that set up there. And we'll start our navigation system aligning. Window heat, power, and overheat test. Get that turned on. Trim air on. Alrighty. Initial seatbelts to auto. APU fault did not test. Passed. Fire test. Passed. Switch. Alrighty. Extinguishers will be working just fine. In case of fire. Light. Lights. Lights. And test all the lights. Not particularly expecting any failures, but always good to double check just in case. In the real Boeing 737, there are plenty of spare bulbs on board ready to be used. And something else of interest, there actually is a rope up there that the pilots could, in case of emergency, open up the window and climb on out with that rope. Alrighty, since all the lights are working, we'll shut that off and get down to programming the aircraft. Flight directors on. FMC, yep, 737-800. Current nav data through Navigraph in Kilo Lima Alpha November. Airport here at Lansing. And we'll go ahead and set our GPS position into our other inertial navigation system. We'll go ahead and load up our fuel and passengers through X Economy. And now we'll start the boarding process there. Alrighty. Since we currently have no ATC coverage for John VATSIM right now, we'll just go ahead and set our cleared altitude up to straight up to our cruise level. Alrighty. Alrighty. Now let's start KJAX to Jacksonville. And we are flying as American 2452 today. We'll be taking off runway 28 left. And let me pull up our chart for today's route. Go back into, oh, not that chart, to refresh it. There we go. Excellent. Alrighty, where's our routing for today? Ah, here we are. Direct Alpine P, or rather Alfie, to Rod, then the Q65 Airway to to Derry. I'm not sure why I put it in there twice, but since we're gonna be full. Alrighty, and direct to Finney. And then we will be flying the Odeya 1 arrival with the Finney transition to runway 32. Is 32 actually a good choice? Let me take a look at airport information for Jacksonville, since it doesn't seem to have very many approaches. That is a little bit of a shorter runway. Take a look at the airport layout. Okay. Let me go ahead and get the weather there and unmute that.
Kilo, Juliet, Alpha, X-ray, airport information, Tango, 0356, Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility, 1/4, sky clear, temperature, 17, dew point, 17, altimeter, 2976, advise on initial contact, you have information, Tango.
Alrighty. Wind's calm, so we'll go ahead and use that longer runway. We're going to use runway 26. And let me pull up that arrival chart. Odeya 1. Alright. Alrighty. I'm going to be using the ILS approach to runway 26. Excellent. Alrighty, make sure that the route looks good in the FMC. Alrighty, there's our arrival here. Make sure that it's all in there correctly. 240 below, 190 above, at 280 knots. Yep. Form 1300 below, above 10,000. Kipple between 11,000 and 7,000. Yep. 250. Until 230. 700 to 600. 210. 4,000. To and okay, then vectors to the approach. Alrighty. Hey. Oh wait. Just Yep. Yep. Have a good. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Got. Alright. Alrighty, sorry about that. I'll go and trim that out probably. If I remember to. Anyway. Yeah. It's okay. You're not actually supposed to. It's okay. It's a text. Yup. Alrighty. Our route is now set. Let's run a performance. Gross weight is 68.1. Flying with a cost index of 50. Mute something else real quick so it doesn't be beeping at us. Alrighty. Habitat. Oh, back to our charts. Get the rest of these numbers filled in. 2.5 tons reserved. Well, 2.5 thousand kilograms reserved. Anticipated flight level 390. And the weather at our cruise. Looking at minus 57 degrees centigrade. And winds will be 214 at 80 knots. Excellent. Alrighty, N1 limit. Let's run our takeoff numbers. I've got a program here. Alrighty, now to run our performance numbers here. We're flying a Boeing 737-800. We want the takeoff numbers. We're landing 28 left. Let's get the weather. Okay, the weather is not cooperating, so we'll download it from VATSIM, and then I'll make any minor changes I need to get my simulated weather. Alrighty. Okay, that wind number is way screwy. 2982. Temperature is 1 degree Celsius. The wind is only 190. It's from 190 at 3, no gust. Visibility 10. And no weather of any kind going on. Nope, no fog either. Let me just go and double check the real weather there. Just to make sure that it's their weather that's really screwy. No, it is mine that's being incorrect. Come on now. Let's grab the VATSIM weather. Oh. Let's get some real weather going on here. Come on. Excellent, there we go. Our weather just updated. The VATSIM weather. Excellent. Alrighty, our takeoff weight will be 6,100 kilograms. Anyway. Boop, -2. 2972 for the weather, for the altimeter. The standby. And the axle. Excellent. And back to our numbers. Alrighty. TIs, nah. Alright. Actually, because we do have some icing, that will be likely, we'll go ahead and have engine anti-ice running. So we'll keep that in mind. Alright, let's run these numbers. Alrighty. We'll be using the full 26K rating, but we'll be using simulate the temperature to reduce the wear on our engines of 40 degrees Celsius. Alrighty. Alright, 19.3 is, well, 93.3 rather. Alright, good. Good enough. Using flaps 5. 3-1. 4-1. And it's getting a little bit chilly in here, so let's get our APU started. And turn on the fasten seatbelt sign to get ready for final boarding. And we'll give that door a quick close. We're about ready to go. Alrighty. V2 is 141 knots. That's the speed. That's our safe climb out speed if we happen to lose an engine during takeoff. So we set that plus 5 knots for a little bit of safety margin. Alrighty. To runway heading for our departure runway is 277. Get that set up in our heading. Excellent. Alrighty, now that our APU is running, we'll get that set up as our source of power and for bleed air for the air conditioning and heating systems. Let's get our hydraulic pumps on. And our yaw damper enabled. Make sure our ground power is disconnected and physically have it disconnected from the outside. Alrighty, let's call our pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Alright, where do we want to go? Alrighty. We want runway 28 left, which is, yep, that one. And that is to our left. Alrighty.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Something like this will be just fine.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Alrighty, let's get our fuel pumps turned down as well.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Let's get our flaps extended for takeoff. Check, check. Oh, I just realized we're American, but I'm in Delta colors today. Let's give that a quick fix. And add in a couple of AI aircraft quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this version of our ATC client is a little bit bugged, and so it won't show anything on the DCAS unless I have a couple AI aircraft flying around that it can kind of use for its purposes. Anyway. Alrighty. That's better. Oh, and we lost our pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Let's get that coming back.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Check. Flaps. Good, good. Our landing altitude will be at Jackson, which has an altitude of only 29 feet above sea level, and so that rounds out to 0 just fine. Well, actually, let's go to 50. There we go. Perfect. Power's good. Check, check, check. Squad code will be just 2,000, since we are not under air traffic control.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Alrighty, and here you go, sliding back onto the nose wheel there. So the pad will just slide in right behind the nose wheel and scoop it right up. Come on now.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alrighty, we'll release the parking brake there.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Shut off the air conditioning and heating, so we have that air available to start spinning up our engines. Excellent. 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17. Fuel introduced. Spinning up the fan. Good fuel flow, oil pressure, temperature. Coming on up. Alrighty. Start up the left engine now. $60 and 70%.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Alrighty.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Parking brake set. Left engine started nicely. APU off the bus. APU bleed off. Heat on. Heat on. Oh good, it has warmed nicely already. Alrighty. And APU off. And this is a fine place to start our taxi. Soon as our pushback tug gets himself out of the way, we'll be heading on out.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Alrighty. He is out of the way, and he has the pin he had put into our nose wheel to disable our nose wheel steering. Alrighty. Taxi up, light on. Transponder enabled. Parking brake off. Alrighty. Give it. Increase our throttle just a little bit. Start getting ourselves centered up on this line here. Alrighty. And we are good. Moving. Here at Lansing Sill. Airport chart. Always good to have a nice vertical map of red map of where we're going. Alrighty. Let's take this left here into Delta and join Bravo here all the way to the end of the runway. And a little bit of toe brake to help our maneuverability around this tight turn. Personally, I doubt a bigger plane like the 737-800 would actually operate here normally. I believe I looked up on FlightAware, which lists regular charts, which lists regular flights rather between places, and the closest flight from this general area to Jacksonville was a connecting flight across Lake Michigan to Chicago O'Hare, and then down to Jacksonville. Which, to be fair, O'Hare is relatively close. Let me see if I can get a map for you. It's, like I said, well, there's Lake Michigan over there, and and O'Hare is just across that, basically. Alright. Anyway. Flap set, check, check, check. Looks like I had a little minor hiccup there in our connection to VATSIM. Just went ahead and reset that. Alrighty. Running a bit late on our departure time, but oh well, such is life. Real life planes are delayed so often anyway. And here we are, finally about at the end of the runway. Landing lights on, strobe lights on, wing lights on. And probe heat on. Excellent. Alrighty. Hold short just a moment. Capital City traffic. American 2452, it's taking off runway 28 left, will be departing to the south. Capital City traffic. Alrighty. That lets anyone in the area know that where we are and what we're doing. Turn down to the runway. We'll just do a rolling departure today. Let's get lined up. And Togo, about to. Gear up. Alrighty. Now that we got some altitude, we'll be making our left turn to the south. Gear is up, so hydraulic pressure coming off. Flaps up to 1. And flaps up. Alrighty. We're now on a nice intercept course. Excellent. Trim it on down. Engine anti-ice on. So we're entering a little bit of icing situation. Alrighty. Excellent. To the right. Up. Easy on the speed there. Adjust that target speed restriction. It was getting a little bit too fast. Don't want to get a speeding ticket from the FAA. The speed limit below 10,000 feet is 250 knots, and we were just slightly over that. It was not a good thing. Alright, here we go. Easy there. Now we are past 10,000 feet. Go ahead and shut off the landing lights. And igniters to automatic instead of continuous. Now that we're done with takeoff, auto brake can go off. Alrighty. Alrighty. Give it to the autopilot and let it have a little fun. Alrighty. Assuming everything goes well, we should have air traffic control coverage on our arrival. Well, down in once we get into Florida. The moment there's no one online between here and there besides other pilots flying around. The only one particularly close is off to our west, but not close enough to be on our TCAS. Oh well. Not a problem. 17,000 feet. Close enough to go up to standard pressure. That was from 29.72 inches of mercury to 29.92 inches of mercury, which is internationally agreed upon standard. Once you get above a certain point, to make sure everyone's measuring the altitude the same, rather than relative to the train at their nearby airport. Sorry about that. Light off. We will light off. Pressurization. We are nicely pressurized. Fasten seatbelt sign can go off. Or rather back to automatic. Alrighty, let's enable the weather radar on my display and terrain radar on my first officers. Yeah, terrain looks like it's about just 10,000 feet below us, or at 10,000 feet above sea level, rather. For the most part, so not a big deal. Not that I'm worried about running into mountains or anything silly like that. And now the outdoor temperature is below negative 20 degrees Celsius, so we can just turn off our anti-ice since it's now so cold that any moisture is already frozen. We don't need to worry about it freezing to our aircraft. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording now and catch back up once get to top of climb. About 46 nautical miles, more or less. Alrighty, just a quick update here now that we're nearly at the top of our climb. Be there in another 5 nautical miles. I did update our overlay just a little bit, change that from the ETA, which will mean nothing for you watching this recording. Well, I guess you could if you referenced the time over on the left, on the clock to the left here, but for your convenience, I changed it to just the estimated time to go in hours and minutes. Anyway. And here we almost are. And we are nicely pressurized to about the limit of our normal pressurization. Since we are towards the cruise ceiling of this plane. Alrighty, we are nicely leveled off. We'll go and burn those couple 100 pounds of fuel in our center tank real quick. And we are quite far from our top of descent. Looks like 550 nautical miles there. Looks like another hour or so. We'll be starting our descent. Ooh. Alright. Let me give it a little bit better estimate here for our descent. As I put in, the weather will be roughly in an hour at Jacksonville. Alright. Alright, I think just some Excel magic. I determined that the highest deviation there is minus 7 degrees below, and their altimeter will be about 30.01. Well, let's give the plane a little bit of a better idea of when to roughly start descending. Putting some winds along our descent path, so it'll have an even better idea. Alright, let me go ahead and head that window. That way you'll be able to see what I'm doing now. Alrighty. Looking for the wind at Iltak, since that's what our first waypoint that it shows us below 39. Well, Phineas shows us at 3,500. Sorry, about 36,000 feet there, but Phineas pretty good. Phineas or Iltak. Look at the winds down there. Phineas will be Iltak will be below be around 24,000 feet. So let's punch this number in. To 40 at 286 at night due. Low frames. I'll get it in a second. Alrighty. Anyway, let's see. Our next one will be at Form B. Come on, now. Save that. There we go. Form B will be at about 13,000. 12,000 will be 271 at 48. 271 at 48. Alrighty, we'll go shut those center fuel pumps off now that we're down to just 40 kilograms down over there. And at 6,000 it'll be 302 at 24. And let me just take a look at the temperatures over Jackson, so I can get a rough estimate of turning on our anti-ice. So 18,000 to about 9,000, to about 12,000, something like that. Alrighty. Alright, now that we're giving the computer way better information, a good estimate of winds and the temperature at a destination, we'll watch our top. That'll be a big jump. There we go. We're going to be starting our descent about 20 nautical miles sooner. Now that it knows roughly what to expect for the winds. Alright. Alrighty. I'll go ahead and let you guys go until we get much closer to the top of the descent, or if anything interesting starts going on before then. Alrighty. Hello everyone, just a quick update. About a good chunk of the way through our flight. As you can see, we'll be having ATC at our arrival, looks like. Just got online a few minutes ago. I believe he switched from a center position down to just Jacksonville Tower itself. Anyway, I went ahead and got at his ATIS information here and adjusted our arrival, so we'll be coming in on the transition to runway 14. We're still about 290 nautical miles away from our top descent. We'll go ahead and be following this path here from Finney down all the way to Ortar and directly onto runway 14 there. That's all I have for you right now. It's been a relatively uneventful cruise, and I'll see you a bit later if anything else develops. Alrighty, welcome back to this little update. You're finally just 20 nautical miles to top of descent. VTC in Jacksonville has since logged off, so it'll be just you and me on our arrival, but nothing to worry about. Still have a nice landing eventually. Looks like currently the aircraft is estimating another half an hour of time for me to be here on this flight until we arrive, but anyway. Alrighty. We'll be following the Odeya 1 Arnev arrival for our descent. We are about 50 nautical miles away from this Fini point here. And we'll go to Iltik. And on down Odeya, Kippel. And then we will go over to Mahaka, Quito, Tidot, and from Ortar there. Well, actually, we'll be going this path. Mahaka, Nampe, Mahaka, and then Ortar. Ugh. Man, all these waypoints relatively close together. It's a little bit confusing, but Mahaka, Ortar, and that'll put us right on the final approach for runway 14. Talk to you in a bit. As you can see from VATS by there. We are now just north of the Florida border, for what Jacksonville Center would cover. So we're getting there. This Jackson, this this guy here is also heading to Jacksonville. We'll see how close we end up getting to him on his arrival, but he is going much slower. His ground speed is only 327 knots, while we are going 492. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, our altitude selector is set, so the airplane should descend on its own in just a moment. Excellent. Now that we are descending, I'll see if I can get some of those last few vestiges of fuel out of that center tank. Drag required, huh? Oh, come on now. You want drag? So I'm getting a little bit fast. Looks like for the descent, the airplanes decided that Mach 0.75 would be pretty good. So, and right now we're going a little bit faster than that, so we'll leave our speed brakes at to slow us down a bit. Alrighty. Anyway. I'm starting to go slightly slow. Put that speed brake back. Let's leave it armed rather than the active position. Leave it armed for landing anyway. Oh, I'm not really getting much out of that center tank anymore. We'll just leave those last 30 kilograms alone. Currently, for navigation, we got the CRG VOR station tuned in. They're just a little bit to the southeast of our final destination at Jacksonville. As you can see, they're about. See, the actual runway is just 13.5 nautical miles away from that for VOR station. So we're actually only about 110-ish nautical miles from the airport. Let's get the weather again at our destination.
Kilo, Juliet, Alpha, X-ray, airport information, Golf 0556, Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility 4, sky condition, ceiling 3,400, broken, ceiling 4,000, broken, ceiling 5,700, overcast, temperature 82.7, altimeter 3002. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Golf.
Alrighty. Reasonable enough.
Kilo,
A bit cloudy down low. Get that speed brake back out. We're getting a little bit fast again. Alright. Getting slow. There we go. Guess now that we've descended low enough, that's headed to go target 288 knots for our target speed, 100%. We've gotten lower anyway. See about running our landing numbers. Certainly our gross weight is 56.4 thousand kilograms. So we'll go ahead and plug that into Aerosoft. Here, let me get that pulled up. Come on now. There we go. Landing performance will be at Jacksonville. Grab the VATSIM weather. We will be using runway 13. And our wait. What was I gonna say? going to burn about roughly another couple 0.2 tons of fuel or so. Alrighty, so 56,200. Be just a rough landing weight guess. First, we won't be using Autoland. That's fine. Alrighty. Alrighty, looks like we're using auto brakes three here. I want to have plenty of runway left there. It says we should have still about a third of the runway left for braking. Anyway, as you can see here, runway 14 is a bit shorter than the other one. So if we get slowed up enough with about a third of the runway left, we'll be about here or so between Romeo and Tango. So we'll be able to get out nice and early and have a quick little jaunt over to the terminal area. Alright, altimeter will be 30. Oh, come on now. No, we don't want to play with the outer dial, just want to play with the inner one. Is 3002. Excellent. 3002. Our speed is fine. We're still on our descent profile. Let's take a quick look at VATSIM and see if there's anyone else around. No, that other gentleman is still fairly far away. Someone going over the ocean to somewhere up in New England, looks like. Alright. Pretty much gonna be just me by myself here on our descent and approach into Jacksonville. Alright. Get that out of the way for you. This area of the chart is indeed not to scale. Check back with you in just another minute. Be right back. Alrighty, just passing below 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and get our landing lights back on. Light up our runway turn-off lights for a little bit of extra lighting. Boy, it looks like there's pretty much nothing out here in this part of Florida. Alrighty, looks like I bumped my joystick on the way up, so it drifted a little bit off course. Not a big deal though. Not a big deal at all. Didn't drift very far. Temperature is now 6 degrees above. Don't need to worry about anti-ice. Auto brake still set. Turning back onto course quite nicely. About 30 nautical miles to go to the airport. Got plenty of fuel. In case some weird thing happens and the weather ends up not being suitable to land it there at all. Our alternate is Orlando, which is down a decent chunk of distance to the south. So we have plenty of fuel to divert over there if needed. As you can see here on VATSIM, that's KMCO, the other airport that's visible on the right here. A couple people break on their way down over to that down there. Anyway, 6,000 feet. Everything's looking fine. Alright, let's switch from the navigation station away from the airport directly to our ILS frequency here and get ready for our approach here. And we'll be on in just another 11 nautical miles rather. Drag required. Yeah, yes, I see. We are getting fast. Alrighty, now we're starting to pick up our ILS signal. That's the instrument landing system that'll be helping to guide us down onto the runway. Alrighty. Be doing a flaps 30 landing here. Set that. Alrighty, now that we're approaching Ortar, we'll enable to capture the localizer. That's the lateral guidance onto the runway. And swing out a little bit. Actually, we'll be using about a flaps 40 landing today, just to get a little bit of extra braking performance there. Alrighty, we are now at Orator, so we are right around 10, just a bit beyond 10 nautical miles away from the runway. It's arm approach mode. So once we get into the once we get the glide slope, accept the glide slope, we'll start following that down the rest of the way to the runway. Alrighty. Speed, we'll go and slow it to 180 knots. Flaps 1. And 5. Flaps 5. Here comes the glide slope on down. You can just barely see the runway way out in the distance there. Good thing we don't need to see it. We're following the radio waves from the ILS right on down. Slow down further. Laps 15. Outer marker. And 140. Gear down. And what are the minimums? 227. That is, if we get down to 227 feet without a good view of the runway environment, we will go around. Plane is gear down, auto brake armed, engine service to continuous. Ah, there we go. There's the runway. We will continue. Looks like I got a scenery issue here. So I just have to kind of imagine where the runway is. Well, now that I know about the scenery issue, I'll have it fixed for next time. Oh, there it is. Silly runway. Disappear on me. Alrighty. Landing lights off. Taxi light on. Strobe off. Light off. On. Auto. Flaps up, up, up. You know, I have never had the runway popping so darn late like that on me. Ugh. Sorry you had to see that. Anyway, we are down here in Jackson. And we will take not this first flight, but the next one. Come on now. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of scenery issue. So it should not be taking this much engine power to move this plane. Again, like I said, I'm sorry, and I will have that fixed up for you next time. Flight director. Not this first one, but the next one. Come on. Should not have to be giving it this much gas. It's probably that scenery issue that bit me with that runway popping in so late. Don't worry, I don't want to take off. I just want to get off this taxiway. Alrighty. At least the rest of the airport looks brilliant. Put our down to 100. Alrighty. Alrighty, there is the terminal. Get our APU going. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and park straight ahead here. Alrighty, there we go. Parking brake set. Throttles idle. APU bleed on so it can handle the air conditioning for the passengers as they disembark. Seatbelt sign off. Taxi light off. Come on, down. And now that our engines are spooled down, anti-light collision light off. And they have hooked us up with ground power. And seatbelt signs off. Alrighty. Fuel pumps off except for the left forward one to feed the APU. Just handling the air conditioning. Alrighty. That has been Our flight for today had about 123 passengers on board. Alrighty. Let's have a look at that landing again after I disconnect from VATSIM. Yeah, VATSIM definitely doesn't, as a rule, does not want you to be in replay mode, as it will affect them on the network, and so we'll do that offline. Alright, replay. Oh, sure. Alright. I guess the runway will be nice and visible in the replay. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I did not do the greatest job holding the center line, as I was distracted by the runway looking like a weird strip of grass. Of course, the sky looks much clearer now in the replay, but whatever. X-plane can be X-plane. A little bit too much flare there, which is why I had that extra little float. Got the reversers going, but I did almost drift off a little bit there. Did have to use manual braking to slow us down before the end of the runway because of that float, because that bad flare, but overall the speed wasn't bad. Alrighty. Well, okay, thanks to the replay, that screwed up the stats there. You actually look back in the video, it was only around 200 some feet a second, which is a decent landing overall. Alright. Thanks for watching, I guess. Fly safe.